New York Mayor Mamdani. I'm going to go to the New York Mayor situation, and I'm going to come back to the financial stuff. So this guy, this is getting very interesting here, to the point where Bill Ackman, $10 billion guy, backs Adams, Mayor Adams, to stop socialist Mamdani and calls on Cuomo to drop out. Here's his tweet. In summary, in a light of inability to add a new name to the ballot and the low probability of success of a write-off in campaign, the only candidate with a credible chance to beat Mamdani are Cuomo and Adams. I met with Adams and Cuomo to discuss the upcoming election, and I spent an hour or so with each of them. In short, my takeaway is that Adams can win the upcoming election and that the governor should step aside to maximize Adams' probability of success. I say this while having a high regard for Andrew Cuomo and his contribution to New York State, but it was abundantly clear in his body language, his subdued energy, and his proposals to beat Mamdani that he is not up for the fight. Bill Ackman is becoming a heavy, he's always been, but he's becoming at the highest level right now, a power player on what types of things they're doing when it comes down to stuff like this. And while this is going on, NYPD retirement reportedly hits historic high, and union says Mamdani could make it even worse. So cops are sitting there saying, what the hell am I being a cop in New York City for, especially when a guy like this is about to come right behind us and become the mayor? The New York Police Department is experiencing a historic high in retirement, with 1,555 officers filing for retirement. Ready? This week, folks. This week. That's a 48% increase from last year and a 65% increase from a decade ago, which was 941, according to data provided to the New York State by the New York Post by the PBA. Union leaders reported to the Post that this level of retirements in the first half of the year is unprecedented in New York history. Democratic Socialist Mamdani's mayoral candidacy is seen as exasperating the NYPD's staff crisis, with the past statements on X calling the NYPD wicked and corrupt and advocating to defund it, dismantle it, end the cycle of violence. PBA President Patrick Hendry stated that the city cannot afford a leader who ignores the staffing crisis or pushes the NYPD backward. Tom, thoughts?
So what's really interesting going on right now is what's behind the scenes. Everybody that is on the capitalist side and the stability side are freaking out, and industries are getting behind them. Check this out, what just happened over the weekend. Over 4th of July, Eric Adams was going party to party to party up and down the Hamptons in Long Island. But he wasn't there having a beer and clinking glasses. He was there because they're concerned. And you've got the real estate investors and who are concerned about, what is a real estate investor concerned about, Vinny? Enough people to rent your building, or businesses to rent your building if it's commercial. And if the economy gets screwed up, there's no one to rent your building. And so they don't want that. And during his tenure, Eric Adams made friends with developers. And he had this thing called the City of Yes program. So you know what he was doing? Trying to make permitting and building easier and quicker. Who is not doing that? California, right? Sure. But he was out there trying to be the City of Yes. So the City of Yes initiative, and they greenlit apparently 80,000 new homes in New York. Now that's going to be different type of buildings and things like that because they don't have any property. It's how you rebuild on what's already there. There's Castamatidis, Fischel, Mark Holliday. All these folks are out there saying two things. Andrew, please don't run a disruptive third party. And you know what Cuomo told them? Apparently, he said, I'm not making up my mind till September. I may make up my mind on doing it or not doing it September. So what he's saying is the 60-day run from September to Election Day, that's when Andrew Cuomo, supposedly, that's what these people are saying, and we know his brother, we could probably get confirmation or not, but are saying he's going to wait until then to do it. And they're asking him, Andrew, please assure us you're not going to do that. Let's all line up behind Eric and let's run this thing. And there were more than just real estate, but there was all kinds of people in the Hamptons. And again, I weren't there celebrating fireworks. They're all taking this very, very serious. And these were supposedly ultra serious meetings among the levity of 4th of July, but deadly serious because they're concerned about the economic future of their city and don't want it led by a socialist. And they were all saying, Eric, we got money behind you. We may not agree on everything from before, but we're with you. And the developers were recultivating and saying, we think you got it right with City of Yes, and we're with you.
Tommy, how much do you think Andrew Cuomo has a chip on his shoulder for how the Democrats treated him with all the scandal and they basically got his ass out? How much of this is revenge and payback to say, F all of you, because you guys treated me like this, I'm going to be the disruptor of this, and he doesn't care if the city burns?
Well, I can't read his mind and tell you how much, but how can there be zero?
Yeah.
There cannot be a zero chip on Andrew Cuomo's shoulder.
One phone call fixes that.
You know?
One phone call fixes that.
From DJT?
One phone call from DJT fixes that. One phone call.
If Trump calls him and says, yo, bro, we're not trying to have a freaking communist, a jihad sympathizer.
One phone call. Because remember, Trump had a relationship with Mario Cuomo. Mm-hmm. Trump wrote Mario Cuomo a letter. And if you get that book of all of Trump's letters that he got, I think the second page of the book is a letter from Mario Cuomo. And that's Andrew Cuomo's father. I don't know if you, can you find, that one right there. Can you find a letter from Mario Cuomo to Trump?
That's Cuomo to that's Trump to Cuomo.
No, there's one letter that's from Mario Cuomo to Trump. It's on the second or the third page. Who wrote it to who? I know it's in that book right there with all the letters. But I think someone needs to find a way to save Andrew Cuomo's face. And I think there's only one person that can do it. Because the reality of it is, they really went after him. He had a massive screw up. No one's going to sit here and not dispute the fact that he did a massive screw up. Mm-hmm. He had it, and it was tough, and he had to address it, and he's going to have to address it for a long time to come. Every time you interview Monica Lewinsky, guess what's going to always come up?
Bill Clinton and the cigar.
And every time you interview Bill Clinton, guess what's going to come up?
Same thing.
Yeah, so guess what? It's part of your story. You're gonna have it that's going to come up no matter what. So, but to me is, as you're going into New York, I have some thoughts, but Adam, I'm going to get your thoughts before I get into mine. What are you thinking about Mamdani? What's going to happen with Adams, with the New York situation, with the cops? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, just welcome to the world in 2025, where in the heart of New York, in the heart of capitalism, the heart of the United States, you're about to tell me that a communist, jihadist is potentially be the mayor of New York City? Yeah, it's 2025. So it's sort of writing on the wall. So a couple things that are going on in New York. Number one, we're about to find out how selfish and or delusional Andrew Cuomo is, because the Democratic Party in New York told him to his face how they feel about him. They'd rather have Mamdani.
This is not about him being delusional, Adam.
Well, clearly he's delusional
No,
if he hasn't dropped out of the race yet.
No, because he's offended.
Well, then he has to remove his emotions from
That's not how it works, though.
Well,
he's offended, and he feels like he's given the city his entire life.
I understand that he's offended, and he has a right to be defended.
Sure.
But the Democratic base, the people who voted for him, and basically said, thank you, your time has come, go away. We'd rather have this person. And this is not a glitch
You're not wrong
in the Democratic Party. This is what the modern Democratic Party in New York, the progressives, want. This wasn't an accident that they wanted Mamdani. This wasn't like, oh my God, they wanted him. The Democratic left progressives say, no, this is what we stand for now.
Mamdani.
We stand.
The state became more Republican, but the left became more left.
The city I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the state. He's not. This isn't the governor's race.
I get it.
Yeah. This is the city of New York.
Yes.
This wasn't an accident. They said, no. Yeah, the socialist guy, the jihadist guy, yeah, that's our guy. Because that is who the Democratic Party is at this point.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, look at the numbers. They talked about a poll. Harry Enton, I think, did a thing about how in the last 10 years, the Republican Party in 2015, how do you feel about patriotism and how patriotic are you? How do you view America? It went from 90% in 2015 to 92% in 2025. 2% difference. The Democratic Party, the pride in being an American has plummeted. Is this the stat right here? So Democrats are no longer proud to be American. Democrats are no longer proud of what American values are. Patriotism is not going the right way in the Democratic Party. And New York is the tip of the spear where they're like, dude, F America. We want someone to come in here and blow it all up. Give us Mamdani. So the last but not least, Follow the money. Here's a couple articles. You talked about how Bill Ackman is basically potentially funding Eric Adams. Big real estate people are going to be funding this. There's a flip side to the coin, which I text you, Rob. You ever see these like billionaires that are also socialists? Like the Mark Benioffs of the world?
Yes.
It's a weird concept. So now they're calling it the Mamdani millionaires. The millionaires who are supporting the socialist for New York City mayor. I don't know. I don't understand it. But right now we're sort of in the summer malaise of like, all right, let's have some fun. It's summer. Come the fall, all eyes are going to be on New York City because the election is in November, yeah? It's just heating up.
The lemon box that we launched, okay, this campaign that we launched with the messages, Rob, if you can go to it. I absolutely love the stories that we're getting, the testimonies that we're getting, Rob. Okay, the Zested Forward, that you open it up with a video being played with the hat and the merch being in it, and it's a heartfelt message to people that are going through tough times today. If you haven't yet sent this to anybody, listen, I challenge you, I encourage you, send it to someone, see their reaction. Here's some of the notes we got recently from 3 people that have been using the lemon box. Here's somebody named Patrick, phenomenal name. Hi, guys. I gave it to my wife as part of her Mother's Day gift. She's a national sales manager for a yacht company and found it to be very encouraging. She teared up when she received it, and I'm sure she will open the box again and listen to it over and over and over again. Thank you. Rob, if you can go to the next one. Here's something from Karen. The recipient loved the lemon box with the hat and video. It was just what she needed to pull her out of a bad time. Thanks for such creative ways we can express love and encouragement to people who need just a bit of recognition. And then the next one here, we have a Magnia. Bought these boxes for my son. Bought this box for my son who was going through some hard times. When he got it, called me crying because he said it was exactly what he needed and thought this gift was the most thoughtful thing he had received. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade is a simple message and a great message for so many. PBD's message in the box was awesome. Loved it. So if you got somebody that's going through things, folks, job, career, family, marriage, personal life, go to vtmerch.com, zest it forward, send it to somebody. Sometimes we love getting stuff for ourselves, but sometimes we just want to make somebody else's day. You can't wait for them to message you and tell you how grateful they are for that. And on top of that, ladies, you've been asking about it, and my wife, some other ladies, Kim, others been saying, Pat, we need some sports gear for the ladies. So here's what we have now as well that's officially launched on vtmerch.com. Go for it, Rob. So make sure the golf cart doesn't come with the purchase.
Okay, Taylor, Alicia, Natalia, Lay. We got some fit ladies that work here, people.
We got a gym.
I'm a little offended that you guys didn't ask me to be in it. I could have worn a wig.
No, we're not doing that. We want real ladies is what we want, not the one you dress up to be sometimes, Vinny. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order. When you do, you will receive a VT, I love VT keychain. Gang, we know most of our listeners are men, and we know most men, what we tend to do is we tend to procrastinate. The ladies will buy gifts for you. Guys, go buy some gear for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your loved ones, and send it to them. Surprise them. Go to vtmerch.com. Make someone's day today.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.